Grease was the word, and it remains one of the most beloved movies of the 1970s. With hit songs such as Summer Nights and You're the One That I Want, it has been a popular choice for lovers of both stage and screen. Since its premiere, the film has grossed close to $400 million worldwide, a remarkable achievement given its modest $6 million budget. That's insane, am I right? Remarkably, over 4 decades have passed since the film first had audiences jiving out of the cinema, yet the characters continue to be loved and adored. However, time has brought tragedy, heartbreak, addiction, and more to the cast. Several members of this classic movie have passed away over the years, including one legendary star who died the year after the film was released. So who are they? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go. Annette Charles. Sometimes the most an actor could hope for with a film career is a single moment that places them in the firmament of entertainment history. For Annette Charles, she earned her place with a brief but iconic turn in the screen version of Grease, 1978. She was also featured prominently in a prom scene dance-off scene with John Travolta, much to the dismay of Olivia Newton-John's character, Sandy. After gaining fame for her role in Grease, Annette Charles had limited acting credits following the success of the film, as indicated by IMDb. Notably, she made an appearance on The Incredible Hulk TV series and seemed to have largely departed from acting by 1987. Fans were taken by surprise when Charles underwent a significant career change, transitioning to become a college professor at California State University, Northridge. Described as a supportive and enthusiastic advocate, she helped students discover their voice as an instructor of speech communication and public speaking in the Chicana and Chicano Studies Department, a role she held since 2002. Despite Grease not catapulting Charles into stardom, she enjoyed a substantial television career before eventually leaving the industry to become a speech professor. Although she embraced a more private life, Charles remained eternally linked to her iconic role as Cha-Cha Di Gregorio, captivating generations of moviegoers. In 2011, the former actress faced a significant health challenge when diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Annette Charles passed away on August 3, 2011, at the age of 63, as reported by The Hollywood Reporter. Dennis Stewart. John Travolta experienced significant success in the 1970s with hits like Saturday Night Fever and Grease, establishing him as a prominent actor. His career continued to thrive in the 80s with movies like Pulp Fiction, solidifying his A-list status. Travolta's involvement in Grease marked a pivotal moment in his early career. He portrayed the tough-talking, drag-racing leader of the Scorpions gang, earning him recognition. Following Grease, he made appearances in popular TV shows like Wonder Woman and Chips. Travolta even reprised his role as Craterface Balmudo in the 1982 film Grease 2. And his last acting credit on IMDb is listed in 1991 with a role on the TV series Parker Lewis Can't Lose. However, Grease remained a defining movie in his career. Despite his on-screen success, Travolta faced 2 devastating family tragedies. In 1993, he and his wife, actress Kelly Preston, welcomed their first child, Jet, who battled Kawasaki disease. Jet overcame the illness for a while, but in 2009, during a family vacation in the Bahamas, he suffered a fatal seizure, hitting his head on a bathtub at the age of 16. A decade later, in 2018, Travolta and Preston confronted another life-altering event when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Keeping her diagnosis private, Preston fought the disease with medical professionals. Unfortunately, less than 2 years later, she passed away in the summer of 2020. Travolta shared this heartbreaking news on social media. These tragedies deeply affected the actor, who, despite his fame and iconic roles, endured some of the most challenging personal experiences one can face. Interestingly, Preston had previously expressed her intention to marry Travolta after seeing him on a movie poster for Grease. Arden. Character actress Eve Arden, born Eunice Quedens, achieved fame in the 1940s and 1950s for her role as English teacher Connie Brooks in the radio and TV comedy Our Miss Brooks. In Grease, she portrayed a different character, Principal McGee of Rydell High. Known for her no-nonsense demeanor and delivering daily morning announcements, Arden reprised the role in Grease 2. Prior to Grease, she had her self-titled TV series, The Eve Arden Show, and played Eve on The Mothers-in-Law. Notably, she appeared as herself in the classic I Love Lucy episode, L.A. at Last. Arden returned to Broadway for the original comedy Moose Murders in 1983, but her inability to remember her lines necessitated her replacement by Holland Taylor. Savaged by critics, the production closed after opening night. Following the death of her second husband, actor Brooks West, in 1984, she made only a scattering of television appearances as the stepmother in the 1985 Cinderella episode of Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater, Showtime 1982-87, and appearing in a 1987 episode of the primetime soap opera Falcon Crest, CBS 1981-1990, alongside fellow Golden Age star Jane Wyman. Eve Arden passed away on November 12, 1990, at her Beverly Hills home at the age of 83, as reported by the New York Times. Heart disease was cited as the cause of death, and it was revealed in an obituary by the Orlando Sentinel that Arden had also been diagnosed with cancer before her passing. Ed Byrnes. During the late 1950s and early 60s, Ed Byrnes was a bona fide TV star, receiving in excess of 15,000 fan letters a week. As Gerald Lloyd Kooky Cookson III, the jive-talking, ultra-cool parking lot attendant on the hit ABC series 77 Sunset Strip, the actor created one of the nascent medium's better-known characters. Byrnes, however, was unable to translate his small-screen success into a lasting career. Despite periodic comebacks, he has seemingly been relegated to the status of an answer to a trivia question. Ed Byrnes faced a challenging childhood marked by poverty and unhappiness. Growing up with his brother Vincent and sister Joanne, their mother worked multiple jobs to support the family due to their alcoholic father's frequent absence. In 1946 or 1947, when Ed was 13, his father was found dead in a basement. Following this significant loss, Byrnes dropped his last name and adopted Byrnes from his maternal grandfather's name, a New York fireman. Despite the family hardships, Ed found solace in movies and physical fitness, developing an athletic body. However, his interest in staying fit led to his dismissal as a taxi driver in the late 1940s when he was fired for doing push-ups during his break. At the age of 17, Byrnes was approached by a man who offered to take free physique photos of him. This led to several years of involvement with older, affluent men, acting as a form of hustle. Despite being heterosexual, Byrnes had a mentor among these men who introduced him to fashion and culture, encouraging his aspirations for an acting career. His breakthrough role came with the portrayal of the comb-obsessed nightclub valet in 77 Sunset Strip, making him a heartthrob of the 1950s, receiving thousands of fan letters per week at the height of his popularity. While Byrnes experienced success in his career, he grappled with personal challenges, including addiction to drugs and alcohol. In 1988, he publicly addressed his struggles with addiction and shared the story of his father's death from cirrhosis of the liver. Byrnes achieved sobriety before turning 50 and lived for several decades afterward. Ed Byrnes passed away on January 8, 2020, at the age of 87, at his home in Santa Monica, California. His family reported that the cause of death was natural causes, as per ABC. Jeff Conaway. Jeff Conaway, best known for his roles in Grease as Kenickie and the TV series Taxi as Bobby Wheeler, faced personal struggles later in life. His portrayal of a struggling actor turned cab driver in Taxi lasted for 4 seasons, starting in 1978. Conaway continued to act steadily throughout the 1980s and 1990s. In the later years, Conaway's challenges with addiction became public when he appeared on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. He revealed his addiction to alcohol and prescription painkillers, and it was suggested that his reliance on prescription drugs might have originated from a back injury suffered during the filming of Grease. Dr. Drew, with the family's permission, also shared that Conaway had a deeply traumatic childhood. On May 11, 2011, Conaway was found unconscious and was placed on life support at Encino Hospital Medical Center. He passed away on May 27, 2011, after being taken off life support. The Hollywood Reporter cited a coroner's report attributing Conaway's death to a major internal infection. Jeff Conaway was 60 years old at the time of his death. Dodie Goodman, another renowned character actress, portrayed the wacky high school secretary Blanche Hodel in Greasy and its sequel. Her character was distinctive for contributing to the morning announcements through her trusty xylophone. She started as a dancer on Broadway in the late 1940s and early 50s, gaining fame for her rendition of a novelty song called "Someone's Been Sending Me Flowers" in off-Broadway's Shoestring Revue. This brought her to the attention of talk show host Jack Paar, whose Tonight Show talk show had begun in 1957 to great enthusiasm. Throughout the 40s, Arden divided her time between features and radio, where she was a regular player on Danny Kaye's short-lived variety series. Prior to Grease, Goodman played Mary Hartman's mother on the late-night soap of the same name. After the film, she had a recurring role on the NBC sitcom Different Strokes, and later took on a voice role on the TV series Alvin and the Chipmunks, among others. Goodman's connection with Grease remained strong, and in 1994, she even appeared in a Broadway revival of the story, playing English teacher Miss Lynch, as reported by Theater Mania. Dodie Goodman passed away on June 22, 2008, at the Englewood Hospital and Medical Center in New Jersey, following a long illness, according to The Hollywood Reporter. She was 93 years old at the time of her death. Sid Caesar. A pioneer of television comedy, Sid Caesar was a seasoned entertainment legend, with an extensive list of TV and film credits along with 2 Emmy Awards, joined the cast of Grease as Coach Calhoun. In the 1950s, Caesar achieved fame as one of television's earliest stars through the groundbreaking live series Your Show of Shows. His journey to stardom was particularly notable, considering he had once earned a living as a saxophone player during the Depression, as reported by Biography. Gifted beyond compare in so many aspects of comic performance, from physical humor, improvisation, and pantomime to mimicry and his specialty, double talk, Caesar wowed post-war audiences with his energy and keen eye for the absurd aspects of everyday life and popular culture. His shows, which were a training ground for some of the greatest comedy writers of the 1960s and beyond, were immediate classics, influencing generations of performers and fans. Despite his success in the 1978 box office hit, Caesar faced personal challenges during that era, dealing with alcohol and pill addiction, according to the New York Times. In the 1980s, Caesar embarked on a journey toward a healthier lifestyle, contributing to a long and fulfilling life. With a career spanning 6 decades, Sid Caesar passed away on February 12, 2014, at his Beverly Hills home at the age of 91, as reported by Variety. His period of ailing health leading to his death was thankfully short. Olivia Newton-John. One of the most iconic figures in the history of pop music, Olivia Newton-John, is perhaps best known for her role as Sandy in the blockbuster hit movie musical Grease, 1978. Born in Cambridge, England in 1948, Newton-John's family relocated to Australia when she was 6, giving her a memorable accent that would remain indelible to her public image. At the age of 14, Newton-John formed a girl group with 3 friends, performing regularly at her brother-in-law's coffee shop. By 18, she had starred in the Australian movie Funny Things Happen Down Under and won a trip to England as part of a musical talent competition, where she eventually recorded the single Till You Say You'll Be Mine for Decca Records. Despite being most recognized for her portrayal of Sandy in the cult classic, Newton-John enjoyed an impressive music career, earning 4 Grammy Awards from 12 nominations. Hits like Physical, Xanadu, and Please Mr. Please contributed to her musical success, but her performances in Grease remain among her most cherished. In the 1978 film, Newton-John's talent shone brightly, particularly in renditions of Hopelessly Devoted to You, You're the One That I Want, and Summer Nights. Unfortunately, the singer-actress passed away on August 8, 2022, after a courageous 30-year battle with breast cancer, as reported by People. Her Grease co-star John Travolta expressed deep sorrow upon hearing the news, sharing a heartfelt dedication on social media. My dearest Olivia, you made all of our lives so much better. Your impact was incredible. I love you so much. We will see you down the road, and we will all be together again. Yours from the first moment I saw you and forever. You're Danny, you're John, he wrote on Instagram, Alice Ghostley. The auto shop teacher, Mrs. Murdoch, at Rydell High in Greece, was a familiar face to viewers at the time of the film's debut. Actress Alice Ghostley was already known to fans for her role as the clumsy housekeeper Esmeralda on the ABC sitcom Bewitched. Additionally, she was a Tony-winning stage performer as noted by Broadway World. Ghostley later had a recurring role on Designing Women, which earned her an Emmy nomination, according to Emmys.com. By this time, Alice Ghostley had already established herself on television. Alongside her good friend Kay Ballard, she gained attention as one of the evil stepsisters in the classic Julie Andrews version of Cinderella, 1957. She also reprised her Broadway role in a small-screen adaptation of Shangri-La, 1960, TV. Despite her strong comedy instincts, Ghostley appeared in a TV production of Twelfth Night as Maria opposite Maurice Evans's Malvolio. She showcased her versatility in dramatic programs like Perry Mason and Naked City, and appeared in the film To Kill a Mockingbird, 1962. Maintaining her presence on television, Ghostley became a frequent panelist on game shows such as The Hollywood Squares and The Match Game. She enjoyed featured roles in light comedy films like My Six Loves, 1963, with Debbie Reynolds, With Six You Get Egg Roll, 1968, starring Doris Day, and the Joan Rivers starer Rabbit Test, 1978. In the popular film adaptation of Grease, 1978, she played a small teacher role. However, Ghostley primarily focused on sitcoms and had recurring roles, including the painfully shy, accident-prone witch nanny Esmeralda in Bewitched, 1964, from 1969 to 1972, where she replaced the late Marion Lorne as Aunt Clara. She also portrayed the batty friend Byrnes in Designing Women, 1986. In a 2005 radio interview with WDCM via YouTube, Ghostley expressed surprise that older fans enjoyed Grease, but mentioned receiving letters from fans worldwide, including from Malaysia. She initially considered the film a bad gig due to prolonged sun exposure while waiting for her scenes, but later admitted, "Never in my life did I think it would turn out to be what it was." Alice Ghostley passed away at her Studio City, California home on September 20, 2007, at the age of 81, following a long battle with colon cancer, as reported by The Hollywood Reporter. Joan Blondell. Joan Blondell, a legendary star with a vast acting career dating back to the 1930s, had an extensive resume when she took on the role of Vi, a waitress, in Grease. Known for her versatile performances in numerous Warner Brothers films spanning various genres, Blondell portrayed a sympathetic character at the Frosty Palace malt shop, offering support to a beauty school dropout played by Didi Khan. Ellen Travolta, who played a fellow Frosty Palace waitress in the film, described the experience of working with Hollywood legends like Blondell and Sid Caesar in Grease as a lot of fun, according to the Spokesman review. Unfortunately, Blondell faced health challenges during her last years, including struggles with rheumatoid arthritis, as noted by Slant magazine. She passed away from leukemia on December 25, 1979, a little over a year after the release of Grease, and 2 years after receiving an Academy Award nomination for her work in Opening Night. Joan Blondell was 70 years old at the time of her death, according to the New York Times. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay updated on our future videos. See you in the next one.